Today's gonna be a silly one, fellers. When you're a kid, one of the most boring things imaginable is golf, right? Your dad always has it on the TV, conked out, but if you go to change the channel, immediately he wakes up, "Hey, I was watching that." Something that they don't tell you as a kid, though, is that golf fucking owns. Golf is an individual sport, aka you don't need other people to play it with you to have a good time. Golf is all about self-improvement, which is great for people who don't have friends. Something else great about individual sports like golf is that they translate very well to being made into video games. Couch co-op? Who needs it when you're working on lowering that handicap? Not only are golf games fun, but there is an abundance of them that can be had for very cheap on just about any console that you have. Welcome back to Buzz's Room. I'm Buzz, and today we're going to be talking about golf games, baby. The very first golf game is Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color, and I did not do any research for that. Mario Golf was originally released on the Nintendo 64, with a month later coming out a handheld version. Now you might see these games have the same title and box art, but what you don't understand is that they're two wildly different experiences. Over on the handheld, players were treated to light RPG storyline to follow with a character creation, stats to level up, and uncovering different courses on the world map. Instead of turn-based battles, however, you would fight on the course with your clubs by playing golf. This was decidedly different from the Nintendo 64 home version. That one was mainly a party game with no meaningful progression at all, other than, I don't know, nothing? However, you did have 4-player split-screen local multiplayer. How much more clunkier can I say that? The two games do have some pretty neat cross-connection, however, thanks to the Nintendo 64 Transfer Pack. Using the peripheral, you can connect your Game Boy Color version of Mario Golf to the Nintendo 64 version, and import the character that you've created on your handheld into the home console. Best part about this is, you get all the EXP you earn on the home version for your character, and you can bring that back down to your handheld version. As I said earlier, the handheld version of Mario Golf is an RPG, so if you wanted to grind, you wouldn't have to necessarily do that on your 144 pixel unlit Game Boy Color screen. You could take your cartridge, pop it into your transfer pack, play on the big screen at home. Which, I don't know about you, but to me, that is sick. Good job, Nintendo. However, did you know that there is also a secret third entry to the Mario Golf series that I'm talking about here? The 8-bit and Nintendo 64 one? Yes, that is correct. Japan only received the online-enabled Game Boy Color game, Mobile Golf. This was using a peripheral that attached your Game Boy Color to a Japanese mobile phone to use its antenna to connect online and play with other folks who also had the game and the connector.
Oh yeah, nice. Good sentence there, Buzz.
This game featured the same basic mechanical golf from Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color, however, with a slightly deeper character creation, some extra clubs to unlock, and the courses were slightly varied from the Mario Golf version. As I said earlier, this is a Japanese-only game, but you can play this with a fan translation. Just go ahead into your local ROM site and find it. I'm sure it's there. And yeah, it's more Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color, which to me is only a good thing. Okay. Perhaps you don't like cute 8-bit graphics and aesthetics. Fine. You love realism, correct? If so, here's Tiger Woods' model from Tiger Woods 2006 on the GameCube. Tiger Woods PGA Series is EA's take on the greatest game ever played. However, there is no Shia LaBeouf. Don't you worry though, Tiger Woods 05 has Justin Timberlake.
Timberlake.
I grew up with my brother playing the Tiger Woods games every once in a while, but lately I've been playing the 2005 version on the GameCube with Dolphins Net Play, which is really fun. I'm getting to play with some of my buddies. Reviews at the time were generally favorable, but in reading some of them, I came across something that just does not track for me. They all mention how the putting is super easy. almost trivialized by the putt camera system that's in the game. Which, to me, is just not the fucking case. Me and my buddies play this game nearly weekly, and for the life of us, we cannot understand how to putt. Too much power, not enough allowance for the break. Whatever the problem is, we've had it on just about every single putt. But I really can't complain because when I play real golf, that's kind of what it's like too. To me, the best thing about the Tiger Woods games is actually its presentation. The early 2000s EA sports games all have this really awesome Blade-esque design that they all kind of adhere to, and it creates this really cohesive user experience where it feels like you're engaging with like a computer software as opposed to playing a video game for a child. However, the best visual moments in this game appear on the tee box. Let's have a look now.
It's headed for the rough, but it might not be too bad.
Tiger Woods is not fucking around. The first time me and my buddies popped this disc into the cube and slammed that Z button down like crazy, we were not expecting a fucking gunshot to go off. This shit is so cool, and I do not give a flying fuck about the realism here. This game lets the player absolutely destroy the ball, one, and then while the ball is in flight, if you keep mashing that Z button and move your analog stick, wherever you move your analog stick, the ball will start to spin that direction, which is just wildly unrealistic. Being able to freely adjust the spin of the ball on the fly allows skilled players to add an extra bit of mustard to every shot. It lets them course correct any errors they may have made when calculating power, direction, and distance of their shot. But that's the thing about Tiger Woods 05. Tiger Woods in general. They want you to have fun. They understand golf is a wildly, still kind of game, but they want to give it as much flavor as possible. These games are also incredibly player friendly. What I mean by that is, the first day that we got this game, my best friends were in town and we were all playing, learning the ropes, but all four of us got a hole-in-one. Now I've played a lot of golf games in my life, but it usually takes me a couple of days of gameplay to get good enough to hit a hole-in-one. The fact that genre veterans, as well as total beginners, are able to accomplish some of the toughest feats in the game of golf on their first playthrough of a round is telling that EA had accessibility in mind instead of a pure simulation. Fun leads the design.
If it's not fun, why bother?
And what's more fun than freezing time with a power drive to get a hole-in-one on a par 4? These games unanimously fall into those sports categories where they're going to just be put on the bottom shelf at your local game store. Be sure to grab a copy of these games, one of these games. They're all great. They all have that early 2000s look to their cover, but inside those jewel cases are actual jewels of casual multiplayer fun. Okay, good. So fuck realism, right? Let's just get abstract about this. You don't even care that it's golf. You just want to hit a ball into a hole. I got you. Hang on here. Actually, Kirby has got you. This is Kirby's Dream Course on the Super Nintendo. Part golf, part action, part puzzle. Kirby's Dream Course defies categorization. I love this era of Kirby games. In like the mid-90s, they were throwing Kirby anywhere that a ball could be, right? Put him in a golf game. Put him in a pinball game. Put him in a fucking brick breaker game. What the fuck do we care, man? We're fucking psycho. These fuckers went off. Like, this is a very non-traditional version of golf, but it's clear that that was their origin of, like, inspiration for this. The rules are very similar. Only difference is enemies on the field must be destroyed before the hole opens. I just kind of wish, like, real golf had something like that. Like, imagine if you had to fight a golfer just to, like, get through a random par 3. I really love the way that you set up shots in this game. It has a very unique version of, like, a ball hitting mechanic compared to all the other golf games we've looked at so far. Mario Golf goes for what I would call a triple click approach. Press the button once to initiate, press the button the second time to gauge your power, and press the button a third time to gauge how you strike the ball. Triple click. Tiger Woods employs what I like to refer to as the flick it system. You know, Tiger Woods, Skate, Skate 2. All these games use the analog stick to do the main action in the game. I really love the way that you set up shots in Kirby. It doesn't really fall into either category of flick it or triple click. First, you determine your power by selecting how far you're going to go on a scale that goes up and down constantly. Then you get to decide where on the ball you get to hit Kirby in the horizontal and vertical axes. Kirby's Dream Course is up to 2 players, which is really fun. And in 2-player mode, it's a little bit more of a battle to see who can get to the hole first, but that gets a little tricky when the enemies have to be defeated. So sometimes it makes more sense to strategically wait and not destroy an enemy and let your rival go for them instead of you. Or maybe you have a shot that gets you straight to hit the last enemy and then get to the hole, and in that case, you got it, buddy. Get on there. Now, this game isn't exactly the same as a golf game, but I think it's close enough that if you're a fan of the genre, you would appreciate this game as well. And besides, it's really fun, and I would be remiss to leave it out of this. So those are some great golf games that I recommend. But don't be afraid to check out some other ones too. I think that golf games are really great mood setters if you're just having a casual night in with a few buddies. Leave a comment down below about any golf games that you like, or if you like this video, or if you have any recommendations of games that I should check out. Thanks so much for stopping by Buzz's Room, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.